Hey everyone, so recently I went to one of the three major book fairs that I go to each year in Sydney and got an absolute stack of books. In fact, this is the largest book fair in Sydney. They had 110,000 books for sale. It goes for 4 days and starts on a Thursday at 9 a.m. I got there just after 8 a.m. and this is the queue already, and then it got even bigger as the morning went on. And even getting there early, it's a bit of a case of the quick and the dead. This is me going in when the doors opened and heading to the sci-fi and fantasy section. And check out how many books this lady has already got in her bags. Anyway, I managed a decent haul of 31 books, so let's get to it. First up, I got a whole bunch of Malazan books. I haven't read any Malazan, but a lot of people like them, so they're definitely on my to-read list. This is Gardens of the Moon, the first one. I have the second one. I think this is the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one. I may be wrong, but I think that's the case. Then I got a whole bunch of Hobb. So this is the Soldier Sun trilogy. I got the first one and the second one and the third one because they kind of, at this book sale, they group things together and you get like 3 for $10. I already had one of these. I'll just donate it again. So those aren't part of the Realm of the Elderlings, but I did get some other ones from the Realm of the Elderlings. So that's book 2 of the Rainwild Chronicles. And then the Liveship traders. So I got book 1 and book 2 and book 3. So these are the next ones I'm going to be reading of Rob and Hobb. I've read the first trilogy and that's all. So this is the next one. And I also managed to pick up Fool's Assassin. So I'm just gradually building up my Rob and Hobb. I think I've got most of them now, maybe missing about 4 or 5. Alright, then there's another Terry Brooks. This is one of the later trilogies that I think I have the other 2 books in this trilogy. So that's just adding to that. I think I have maybe about 3 Shannara books I don't have. Also filling up some Feist. This is one of the ones I didn't have. Again, I think there's maybe about 5 or 6 Feists that I don't have. So this is just adding to that. Then I also picked up some Salvatore. So this is not part of the Forgotten Realms. This is a totally different series that he did. And I managed to pick up the first, the second, and the third. I also picked up this. Now this is basically a choose your own adventure. Some people will definitely know this, others won't. So there was choose your own adventure, then there was fighting fantasy, the books that have distinctive green spines. They were more choose your own adventure with a bit of dicing, and this is very similar to that Lone Wolf where you roll dice to attack things, but whereas the fighting fantasy were all kind of separate books, this series, they build on each other as you go along through the books. This is the first book of the series. Finally got myself some Joe Abercrombie, the Blade itself. So I haven't read these. I got the first one and I got the second one. So I will get to those at some point. This is one of those series where I'm unclear whether he's actually finished it. I don't like to read series unless they're finished. So I need to check that out. Then I managed to get some Sanderson. Always love some Sanderson. I'm currently reading Elantris, loving it. So this is Steelheart, the first of the Reckoner's novels. And I also got Firefight, which is the second of the Reckoner's novels. And I also managed to pick up Skyward. I was very happy to get that one. I also managed to get some Pierce Brown. I haven't read Red Rising. I'd like to, of course. So this is the second book, Golden Sun. And then I also got the 4th book, Iron Gold. I don't have the first or the third book. I will find them eventually, and then I'll start reading them. And then finally, moving into kind of more sci-fi, I got The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. This is the first in this series. I've got the second, third, and fourth one. I'm not sure if there are more after that. Again, haven't read it, but I like to get a complete series before I start reading it, so I know that I can just power through them. Also got some Neil Stevenson, The Rise and Fall of Dodo. Now, I don't see much Neil Stephenson mentioned. I don't know why, because he's absolutely brilliant. I've read Snow Crash, I've read Diamond Age, I've read Cryptonomicon, I've read Anathem. The next Neil Stephenson I'm going to be reading would be the Baroque trilogy, which I'm really looking forward to that, but it's a bit of a chonker. Altogether, that series is 3,000 pages. So when it's 3,000 pages, it's like, yeah, when do I start this? It's always a little bit daunting starting something that big. Then I got some E.E. Doc Smith. I have a bunch of these. I've only read one of them, but I'm just adding to that collection. Also got The Three Body Problem by Chixin Liu. Now, this is one that obviously won the Hugo Award for Best Novel, so definitely one that I want to read. I've heard mixed reviews of this. And then I also got The Edge of Tomorrow, which is actually just a retitling of All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi Sakurazaka, which is what the movie is based on. So, pretty thin book, should be able to knock that off quite quickly. Love this movie, so hopefully the book is just as good. And then finally, Goodbye Mr. Chips by James Hilton. This is very random. A lot of people probably won't know what this is. Goodbye Mr. Chips is an old black and white movie, and it is absolutely delightful. So hopefully the book is just as delightful. So I hope you enjoyed that. The next big book fair is in December, so I've got a bit of time to rearrange my bookshelves. Leave a comment about which of these books you think I should read next. See ya.